Well, thank you very much, guys, for having me here today.
Yes, go for
it. Is that okay to just keep talking?
Yeah, that's all good.
Beautiful. So thank you very much, Danica and Taylor. And if anyone else is listening or whoever you are, it's great to talk to you this afternoon. So my name's Elise. I work for the Skills and Job Centre at TAFE Gippsland. So what we do is we support people, anyone in the community, into training and employment. So I'm here to talk to you just for a little bit this afternoon, about 10 minutes, on different learning styles. So we all learn differently. We're all unique and individual, and the way we learn is different. And so I say this because it's really important for anyone who's doing any kind of learning, which we all do. It doesn't matter if you're at school or you're at work. We all learn every single day. So it's really important to understand how you learn. And sometimes it can be hard to understand or to know when you start to think about this, how you actually learn, because how you learn is also how you teach people. So I'm just gonna talk for a little while, and I've got a couple of slides here. So I am going to share my screen with you all. I've only got a couple of slides, so just bear with me for a sec. Okay, so when we talk about different learning styles, there's different theories about how many different styles there are, but for today's discussion, I'm going to talk about 4 different learning styles, which are, as you can see on my screen, we've got visual, auditory, kinesthetic, and a reading and writing preference. So there's 4 main key styles that I'm going to just explain a little bit for you today. So I really want you to think about trying to recognize how you personally learn. So if you want to make learning as easy as you can for yourself, it's really important to see which one of these, I guess, resonates with you. Okay, so I want you to listen to the different examples that I provide and see if you can identify which one really sits well with you. So when we talk about visual, it's someone, a visual learner, as you can see on the screen, is someone who learns best when the information is presented visually in front of you. So you might have, you might learn by looking at a PowerPoint like we are right now. So you might be able to look at what we're seeing on the screen and go, yeah, I get that. I can see it. I can see those pictures and icons that they've got. And that is what really helps me to understand and learn and interpret information. Or you might be listening to me and going, oh, listening to her, I really understand what she's talking about. So an auditory person learns best when they get to listen to someone. So, so they might have a teacher at the front of the room speaking to the class. And that's how they, so an auditory learner, by listening to that teacher speak, that's how they best learn. So going back to like a visual learner, it's when we can look at a PowerPoint or look at a screen or see something like a graph or an image, and that's how we learn. And then some people learn by listening and talking and discussing. So the next one is reading and writing. So if you're someone who sits there and you have, you know how when we go through school, we get like this massive English textbook or like a massive maths book. I don't know, they're all seem to be quite huge. But if you're someone who sits down with that book and reads it, and really like delves into it and understands what's written there in front of you, you're someone who might learn best through reading and writing. Excuse me. And then we have the fourth kind of learning, which is kinesthetic, which is someone who learns best by doing. So someone who might sit there in the classroom and listen to the teacher and look at the instructions, but it really doesn't sink in until they go, oh, I need to try this with my hands. I need to have a go at what we're learning here. So it's someone who learns in more of a practical and interactive way in their environment. So they're the four key ones. And so I just want to talk about them just a little bit more in detail. So, and just to give you some examples of those different types of learning. So again, I really want to make sure that you understand that it's really important to know how you learn best. So school isn't easy, or TAFE or uni, or it's not easy, but if you know how you best learn, then you can, I guess, make a proactive decision about going and seeking the kind of information you need in a way that you're going to understand it best. So what I mean is, if you've got a teacher that's doing a class and they're talking to you and maybe they don't give you any written information, maybe you can proactively go and say, hey, I was wondering if there's any, like, where I can read about this topic, because I'm a reading and writing person. I need to read it to really understand it. So I really want you to think and recognize how you learn. And sometimes if you still can't figure out which one you are, think about how you might teach someone else. So this is a really good way to easily identify how you learn. So if someone says to you, oh, can you help me with this? Or can you teach me about this? And if you go to them, oh, sure, you can learn about it by watching this clip on YouTube. Then you might, so what you've done there is you've told someone that you learn by watching something on YouTube. So you might be a visual learner. They may not be, but just look at, I guess, acknowledge how you have told someone how they can learn about something. I hope that makes sense. But so just to go over those examples again, so we've got visual learners who learn by looking at different information, whether it's charts, pictures, PowerPoints, things like that. Then we have auditory, which is someone who learns by listening. So today you can see we've actually covered a couple of things. So we've covered visual because I've given you some things to look at. We've covered auditory because I'm speaking to you and we're having a little bit of a discussion. And we have reading and writing because some information is listed on our PowerPoint. We don't have an opportunity to do kinesthetic today, but I'm going to leave you with a bit of a challenge. So if you go away from this session today and you have a think about how you learn, then that's an opportunity for you to, I guess, think outside the box and figure out how you do your learning. So I'm just going to stop sharing my screen there. So I think I've talked for about 10 minutes and I want to thank you guys for listening to me today. I hope you've learned something and if I can be of any help, please just get in touch with the youth space. So thank you very much, guys.